You're welcome back. This is Breakfast Daily. Now we are moving to Shama, to the community because there's been some good news coming in after a long cry, for potable water in the area. Now in 2020, there were reports, of not having access to good drinking water, not having access to water for household chores, and you name it. Let's take a look at that report. When we come back, we'll give you some updates.
The Shama district might not have illegal small-scale gold mining activities along the Pra River, but the hidden operations of the illegal gold miners around Daboase in the Wasa East district and beyond is what has resulted in the brownish color of the Pra River, posing danger to communities who depend on the river. In the Shama district alone, there are over 6 communities that are actually spread along the River Pra, which today has been so much polluted, including Bosomdo community where I'm currently standing. I am told that the communities do not have any choice but to still use the heavily polluted River Pra for their house chores, including even drinking. As you can see, these ladies are currently trying to get some water for their house chores, but we want to see how useful is this water to them. So I'll go and then see if I can talk to one or two of the ladies fetching water here. Madam, can I talk to you? What can you tell me about this water? What is the state of the water for you?
Because of the galamsey, we can't do anything good about it. It's dirty and so bad, so we can't do anything about it. Sometimes you have to put alum inside before you can bath with it or cook with it.
But is this the only source of water that you have here? Do you have pipe or wells over here?
We don't have pipe, we have only the pra.
And so I've seen you trying to fetch some of this water. It looks a bit polluted. Why are you still fetching it?
If it's salt, it's good to do things with it, but not bathing.
Not bathing?
Not bathing, because it's salty.
So what are some of the things that you use this Pra River to do right now? Water from the Pra River?
We use it to just to cook or to wash the dishes, that's all. We can't bath with all that, we can't wash with it.
Since when did you start seeing that the water, the color of the water is changing? How many years ago did you start seeing that?
Almost 8 to 7 years now when the galamsey starts, yeah. We have to stop galamsey, and we are hoping the government to give us borehole when there is dry season. So we are begging the government to do something about it. We are pleading. When it's dry season, we can't do anything about it.
So I have with me the caretaker chief of Shama, Bosomdo, to actually tell me what he also has to say about this continuous pollution of the Pra River and its impact on the community of Bosomdo.
Now say cry up bin bin so he cry to mufani yim ko toilet dama adu yin su papa no untum sun tran ho dama nti ya no bonu bi onum bi so na wa fani yim no ko toilet so sun ande bon de ye will be pa da ye bonum no cry odumi bi a odi fi afa na ikrum no botan for pure water ndem pure water car no ba bi be 1 week no be biu nti hien so agire ye for car ko bi poso ansan ya koto nsu ni yabonom nti nsu sam de yatote saban onche ne omo hwe bosom de nokrobo na ehu amane wonsu hu pa.
Even fishermen here in the Shama district tells me that they also have their activities being impacted upon negatively by the activities of the galamsey operators.
Pacho, this is Yokupua into Yanam Pepia because of galamsey phone or by science. It's a Yokupua, Netingutin, Yotuba, a bono or connecting. Tama and I'm so into bar a bonum, Yotuba, in ye bia. This I galamsey for the Assayan Sulu cry and whom a Juma, yes,
The pollution of the Pra River, which has actually affected water supply here in the Bosomdo community, goes beyond the community to even education here. And as you can see right now, I'm standing at the Bosomdo DA primary school where we have KG1 and KG2. And unfortunately, because of the water issues over here, teachers are not so much attracted to this community when it comes to posting. And so the DA1, DA2 all do not have teachers. And again, we have the primary 1 to primary 6, which under normal circumstances should have a minimum of 6 teachers. But as we speak, the primary 1 to primary 6 only have 4 teachers, including the headmaster. We just have the headmaster here, Robert, to actually tell us what other challenges teachers who have actually chosen to teach over here in the community are facing when it comes to water?
Because of our water condition, I think it is one of the major problems that teachers are refusing posting to this place. And this has gone a long way to hinder the education of the kids here. As we speak, the KG children come. I have to divide myself into about 3. I move to the KG, the primary, and the other departments. The education service is doing their possible best, but teachers are not accepting to come because of the water condition.
What has been the response of the city, the district authority, the City Assembly? What has been, have they made any effort to actually get to a borehole or whatever?
So far, so good. I've been here this is my 6th year here. And when I came, I think there was once a while the district assembly came in that they are going to support the with a borehole at least. Not even the potable, but borehole would be cool for the community. But for about 2.5 years, I saw them doing something in the bush somewhere. I thought it will grow up leading to something better. Not knowing they are just doing it and leaving it there.
After close to about 20 to 30 minutes of walk from the community, we have made it to some kind of mechanized borehole here, and we've seen a tank mounted with some pipes actually coming to this borehole, and it's already very weedy, and it's obvious that this thing has been completed, but it's not been operationalized for people to actually use it. We don't know whether it can actually bring out water. The Shama District Assembly, which is responsible for the provision of quality water for its residents, say they are aware of the water problems, but the abandoned mechanized water project was funded by the 1 million one constituency project, which the MP is answerable.
It started there because when we sited, we checked the water salinity level in the communities. It was very bad. So if it was located close to the community, they will not have that good water to drink. This is where the water quality is good, and when we finish, we'll extend it so it will be like pipe-borne water to them. This is what we are doing. So it's work in progress.
And it's been there it's been like that, I'm told, by a resident that has been there for about close to 1.5 years. It is really weedy now, and nothing is going on. When are we going to see the project completed?
Yes, we are making frantic effort. At the beginning of the year, we had a meeting with the Member of Parliament, and he assured us that is making all allocations for uncompleted projects.
Despite using polluted water from the Pra River, the community, just like its neighbors, has no health center to deal with waterborne diseases. The Shama District Director of Health, Alfred Osesibe, revealed that the situation has resulted in high cases of skin, malaria, and diarrhea.
The challenge as a district when it comes to the Pra River and its issues, yes, we've realized that cases of diarrhea has gone up, as well as skin infections, because of the chemicals they use. Anybody who uses this water on their skin will have some challenges. So in the last 3 years, which we can easily recall, that skin diseases have increased dramatically from the 5,000 cases we were recording in 2017. Now we are recording over 10,000 cases of skin infections. This is all boxed down together, but something should be happening within the area that is making people have more skin infections. And then diarrhea too has risen from, it was 6th in 2017, now it's number 3. So it's water challenges is something that the district is also observing. And then also cases of malaria is also on the increase, probably because of the pits that are left uncovered. You know, we also have this issue with clay mining in the district, so there are also pits all over the place.
Right, so the issues coming from Shama. Now, this was a report in 2020, but even up till now, I mean, the impact, the negative impact of Galamsey on our everyday lives cannot be underestimated because the situation has not really changed. And sometimes, David, I tell myself that, so if you live in a community like this, okay, you heard the residents say that we can't really use the water for anything, you can't drink it, but the challenge that they have is even trucks that will bring sachet water don't come every day.
No.
So even when you have your
don't.
money to buy water, there are times that you can't access
You have the money,
product.
but
You have,
the
yes, but you
product
can't
is
get
not
it.
there.
And as humans, you really need to drink water.
Yeah.
So you will be forced to consume this, and we all know what's going to happen.
Yeah, because of course these rivers, it's not just the Galamsey, as in you see the browning of the water. There's also lead poisoning. There's
The
other
heavy
kinds
metals,
of poisons, other heavy metals in the water because of the mining that's going on, and the way they used to wash, the chemicals they used to wash the gold, to get the sand, to get gold, So it's a problem. It's a very big problem. Fortunately, it's not, all is not lost. All is not, you can't just throw our hands in the air because even as people hear some of these stories, they feel touched and want to intervene and help in one way or another. We do have another report for you, a good story where one of our very own friends of Citi, and very beloved in Ghana, has gone into Shama to a community to show us, some love that you can, that even as citizens, you may not be government, but like we always say, we are the government, we make up the government. And so this good story here, let's take a look at it, and we'll speak to our correspondent shortly.
So this is the current state of the Pra River that passes through the Shama district of the Western region. And a look at it shows that it is very much polluted, just as I came to see it some 3 years ago when I came talking to communities on the banks of this very river and the difficulties that they were going through when it comes to their dependence on the polluted Pra River. And today, as I've come, I can see some of the residents over here still fetching some of the water. And I just want to find out from them, the issues of water usage over here and their dependence on the Pra River. Mama, to say?
Boko musunu yentumanu musunu wasai kalansipo wase musunu yentumanu musunu yentumu gwalesu yentumu huru chance ni musu kalansipo no wonkanchere wonje musunu wonyen musunu wase dodo wase papa yentumu gwale.
So basically what she's saying is that the water has become so difficult to actually use for anything useful in their house chores. And they are basically asking the government to actually look at clamping down the issue of Galamsey activities, which is actually leading to the pollution of the Pra River. But I'll just move into the community to find out how things look in the community and what they also have to say about the issue of the state of the river and their water needs over here. So for this young man from the community, he actually comes here to bath on the banks of the river Pra. And as you can see in the shot, he is basically bathing directly from the river. And I just want to find out from him, having to bath this state of the rivers, pollution and how things used to be. Uncle, to say?
Kawanin ye kra nsuan ye nti e biensu nti e pede oba ye nsu mai
But yes, she who is a hina and nam so de be nam so ntiama nsu ani asesa.
Galamsey for no answer. First and tisa. First and sweat said a pure white wooden poor, a choke come and pull boom, but Tisia Galamsey for us saying soon.
So inside the community, I have this young man who is actually washing their hands, and I just want to also find out from him what are challenges over here in this community. Uncle, what can you also say about the state of water supply?
The state of water supply in this community is something we find difficult to explain. Actually, I grew up in this community, and at first things were not like this. The water was clean. We used to cook with it, do everything with it. Sometimes when you feel this, you just go to the riverside, then start drinking. But nowadays, it's no more like that. And I don't know what to say.
What do you think is accounting for this situation?
The illegal money, I should say. The illegal money is the main cause of everything. Yeah, that's it.
So following the concerns of the community, we have Stoneboy through his Livingstone Foundation, which has heard the plight of water challenges over here in the Bokope community. And so he has actually come here to commission this very mechanized borehole with this very big tank to supply them potable water so that they can also live here in peace and in good health.
Accompanied by his wife, Dr. Louisa Setekle, who is the director of the Livingstone Foundation, Stoneboy arrived at the Bokope community in the Shama district to a rousing welcome by the people who could not hide their happiness and appreciation for the mechanized borehole that Stoneboy had come to commission for them. In all, 4 communities on the banks of the polluted Pra River, including Biposunkran, New Dabwasi Junction, Antiambua, and Bokope, each received a mechanized borehole with a 10,000-liter tank.
Being a musician even means that you are part of the society. Also means that you actually have the capacity or the ability to be able to sing the people's plight louder enough so that the right persons can pay heed to their plight. And being a musician again makes you a leader, somebody that you'd look up to and want to emulate. So in that sense, you are more connected to the society more than you would to just yourself. Exactly. So I think Bokokope's problem is my problem. It's every musician's problem. It's Ghana's problem. You know what I'm saying? So this lack of water, quality or good drinking water or potable water for their usage as they live or reside here has been a problem for years. So what we have done here today, actually, you can see in the eyes of the people and in the voice of the elders that this is something that was almost impossible because all the approaches they've made to government officials and government institutions to look at them have been futile. And to come from where they never expected, which is how God works, has actually touched their hearts. You know, when I was coming in, I didn't even know this was, a village that even speaks my language, you feel what I'm saying? I had an open mind to do the best, owing to the situation that the Pra, which is a river body, one of the biggest river bodies that serves Ghana, its water, is being polluted, you know. And I think it's very serious, and it is affecting the direct people who live on the banks. Some of us are lucky, I wouldn't say fortunate, are lucky enough to live in Accra and elsewhere. But trust me, these waters are what we also would depend on to filter and, you know, make sure we use. So when you see them drinking such water, it's just, you know, heartbreaking. You know, illegal mining, foreign miners, and etc. I just beg that government should take a look. At this, because people are really dying and suffering at these river banks where the pollution is high. That's one thing I just asked, and that's what touched my heart to come forth with potable water for my people. So
the commissioning of the Bokope borehole today has actually brought a lot of joy to the residents over here because of the devastation they've actually suffered from the Pra River pollution. And so I have some of the residents over here to tell me how they feel about this whole project.
Yes, a lot of teachers come and then they go away because of social amenities in their community, especially water. It's very difficult to get water here. The children have to walk miles before they get water for we, the teachers, to use. So due to that, a lot of teachers come and they go back. They don't stay here. So that was our challenge that we're facing. We're having issues with water. Sometimes we have to collect rainwater to bath and other things. So water was a challenge in the community.
With this project, what have you got to say?
I'm very happy today to be here to witness this project. In fact, when we saw them building up this project, we were happy because our prayer has been answered. We were very happy, and then I think this project will attract a lot of people to come here because water, they say, is life. So when they come and they have potable water to drink and use, they will definitely stay. They will not go away.
Important to the good people of Boko Awukukofa because one, getting water from the village, you travel about 800 meters. Can you imagine women being pregnant? They have to travel far to get water. Sometimes they find it difficult to get even a bucket of it. So this project is so dear, it's so important to the good people of Boko Awukukofa. That is why we appreciate Stonebwoy so much that it is unprecedented and it is just, we can't imagine it. We are so much grateful to Citi. We are so much to Citi FM, the management of Citi FM. We say that may God bless you because had it not been your effort, we wouldn't have seen this work today. So we appreciate what Citi FM has done to the good people of Boko Awukukofa.
Stonebwoy, after receiving present of appreciation from the community for the water project, also treated them to some of his dance hall songs and dance moves.
After giving the community a borehole to make sure that the community is guaranteed quality water for their survival over here, he has actually made it to the side of the banks of the Pra River to see for himself the state of devastation over here. And we just want to take his comments over here as to what he makes of the state of the water that as he watch. Chief, you are looking at the water. What do you make of the fight?
I can't really, what I know is sometimes, like, I'm stammering. We all know the truth. The truth is an open book now. The truth is an open book, but yes, we know why I can't say or compose. That's just what is happening. You know, government is fighting, but you know that definitely there are the people who operate these things are not doing it on their own. They can only do it through government. We don't have to talk too much. So it is like you know the source of the wahala. So you have to fix it if you can. Because the people are, look at what this is my second time, but this is my closest touch to what it is. So, bro, look at this water now. Thank you.
So basically the call from here is that the government must genuinely fix this issue of Galamsey, which is still a concern to the people along the banks of the River Pra. As you can see, it is so much polluted, and you heard from his own words that the situation cannot continue.
All right, so that was a report filed by Akwesi Ejenim, and Akwesi has joined us on the line. Akwesi, good morning.
Good morning, David.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Now, the footage you brought us is very troubling. I mean, looking at the color of the water, the state of the river as we saw it. But just talk to us a little bit about the neighborhood and community within which Stonebwoy brought this intervention. Where exactly is it?
Well, David, in 2020, my visit to the Shama district to look at the sufferings of communities along the bank revealed that there were about 6 communities who were actually in dire need of quality water. And these communities included the Bosomdo community where I actually stood. And then there was about 5 other communities, including New Dabuasi Junction, Antiebua, Bepo Sunkran, Bokokope, and another one. And so after our report, the good news we got was that within 6 months, we had an NGO which came to give a borehole for the community that our father report from, that is Bosomdo. And so they got saved. But because this information went around, other benevolent institutions and individuals have been making contact with the community, and then the community youths also mobilize themselves to actually send around some of these videos to people that they think and institutions that they think can be of help. And so the latest that we have is with the Livingstone Foundation, which yesterday, and I think yesterday came to commission 4 borehole projects, which has a 10 a tank with 10,000 liter capacity for 4 of these communities who were having issues with quality water. And the 4 communities include New Dabuasi Junction, Biposo Nkran, Bokope community, and Antiebua, all within the Shama district. So these were the 4 communities to be the latest communities to enjoy some quality reports, quality water since our report.
So Akwesi, so just for clarification purposes, you're saying that there are 4 different boreholes, not just one?
Oh, yeah, 4 different mechanized borehole projects in these 4 communities. So he started from New Dabuasi Junction. He went to Antabua. He went to Beposo and came to end it, Clamaset at Bokope. So what you saw happening in Bokope, similar things happened in all these 4 communities. But we focus on Bokope to tell our story. But there were events like that in all those places yesterday. He was in all those 4 communities yesterday, and I must say it was so entertaining. So it brought a lot of joy to these communities who over the years have suffered with having to depend on this dirty water from the Pra River.
Wow. So who's managing these boreholes now? Who has it been handed over to?
Well, at the event, at Bokope, it looks as if it's the youth leaders who are going to see to the management of the facility. In fact, they handed to the community, but the people who actually went ahead, who went around pushing for some of these supports was actually led by the youth. And so the youth group are the people anticipated to actually manage these facilities, these mechanized boreholes.
Now, in the Shama district, how many more would you estimate need this kind of intervention?
We still have a few of the communities along the banks, on the banks of the Pra River, and who might still need some of these things. Don't forget, when we got to Tondo in 2020, the MP, the then MP, the late Shama MP, Pamford, had actually used his common fund, his MP's allocations to build that mechanized borehole, but it was never used. It was left in the bush because it was not operationalized. And so this is the fate of most of the communities along and this intervention is so much important, and I'm sure other communities within the catchment of the Pra River will be hoping that such support will come to their way.
Now, you made mention of the boreholes that have been built but not made operational. Do you have any idea if the district assemblies have any intention to operationalize these?
Well, talking to the DCE, the district planning officer, then he told me that this was a project backed down by the then MP, and most of things that must be done must be within the MP's space. And they said they were going to contact him to see how they can operationalize it. But later I got to know that when they dug that one, it was salty, and so they needed to work on it for it to be operationalized, and that never happened. And so it ended up, getting ready.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much for this update. It's a really good story. Not just one community, but 4. Akwesi, God bless you, and take care of yourselves. So, I think that we've reached that point where citizens who have been blessed and can intervene and help, because I've always felt and know that there's always someone who's less fortunate than you, and that even what you consider to not be a lot is more than enough for someone.
It's someone's prayer topic.
Yeah, and so Stoneboy, kudos to you. Kudos to your entire team for doing this. Not just a single borehole, but 4 boreholes in 4 different communities.
You see, what fascinates me about this whole project, that the Livingstone Foundation has embarked on, is the fact that when you look at our musicians, especially the huge ones like Stoneboy, they command a lot of following. And sometimes this is what music or acting, creative arts can do. Because it happens that when people fall in love with you so much, sometimes your word is law to them. It becomes like a cult. And so they tend to even pay attention to what you say much more than what the government will say. It's just like being a pastor. People tend to follow you in quotes, blindly. And that is what happens. We do this to football teams, to musicians, to actors, and a whole lot of people that you may find in this kind of space. So when you're able to channel your influence on these people positively, you can imagine what you are doing to society. Because we have fans of musicians who will go out there to do rowdy stuff because they feel maybe they are their star is in a battle with someone, their star is in a beef with somebody and all that. It is time for us to, transform. It's time for us to redirect this energy to something very positive. Now, when people see that Stoneboy is doing this, can you imagine the number of people who will be motivated, who will be inspired to also take up challenges like this? And I think that this is very, very commendable. And it really, as a nation, say a big thank you to him, because the people were calling on government, that government couldn't do it, but Stoneboy stepped in. And this is what we are all asking for. Sometimes you know that government may even do it, but it's going to take a very long time. Why not? If you have the means, help.
Yeah, exactly. We've been joined by the secretary and spokesperson for the Boko Owuku Kope Youth Association, Godson Nuvi. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Thank you very much.
So, according to our correspondent, your youth group were the ones that were agitating and advocating for borehole intervention. Okay, how do you feel?
Yes.
How do you feel now?
Thank you very much. Before I start, I would like to please correct this impression.
Okay.
The commissioning, or if you like, the fanfare, or the whole thing was done at our village, Boko Owuku Kope.
Okay.
I understand that so many media houses are mentioning a certain town called Obimochina.
Okay.
Please, for the correction, the place is Boko Owuku Kope, even though he has, constructed it to other surrounding communities, but the real program happened at Boko Owuku Kope.
Well, we here have made reference to that, so we're good with that.
Yeah, but I think those who are also watching have heard.
Yeah.
Yes, and number 2, we would like to thank God for the great opportunity He's shown to us. My name is Godson Nuvi, Boko Kope Youth Association, the spokesperson, as you said. Stoneboy to us at Boko Kope is called Togbi Dumenu Nuvi.
Okay.
Because yesterday he's been installed as a chief, a development chief. and it's called Togbi Junani Nufi. That is his name.
Okay.
That is his name.
Wonderful.
So that is what I would say my preliminary, comment so far.
Yes.
We appreciate him so much for what he has done. The people of Kofa and the surrounding town are so much grateful. Listening to the other lady on the line, she was trying to stress the need for such activities, such help to be, stretched to other communities so that the people, the suffering of the people will be curtailed. And we are so much grateful to our newly installed chief, Togbi Junani Nufi, as we know, Stoneboy. We are so much grateful to him. We are so much grateful to him, sir.
Fantastic, fantastic. Well, we wish you all the best. Have a fantastic day. And yes, go ahead.
So I would like to add that.
Okay.
Yesterday after that, I led Stoneboy to the River Pra.
Okay.
So many years we've been writing letters to District Assembly Shama. Our efforts, a lot of press conferences, a lot of letters, all proved futile. But recently, when our plea got to Stoneboy, he was able to make this fantastic project. We took him to the River Pra. Stoneboy, as you see on your TV, on the media all over, he couldn't believe it. River Pra is now a dead river. There is nothing in it. If you travel all the way from Accra, when you get to Bikos, the Toby, formerly you used to get this fish called lobster. Lobster, it is normally, harvested from the river. As we speak, we can no longer get that, fish. Yes, Stoneboy has constructed, borehole for these communities, but the River Pra serves as a huge economic, benefit to the people of this surrounding. So please, we are appealing to the government that yes, Stoneboy has constructed, borehole for us. Hello, are you on the line?
Yes, we are.
Yes, Stoneboy has done this human job. We are pleading with the government. Please, let's stop the galamsey. When you sit in Accra, watching the footage, you might think that, this is no new. But when you come to the ground, you see that we are really, it is dire. Please, the president, all forces, please, we want galamsey to stop. I personally, including my community and the hello?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, we write several letters. Anytime I hear activity ongoing, we write to the regional police commander. They will say that they will do something about it. You come the next day, the people are back. This is not how we are going to stop galamsey. Forces must be applied. They have to flush them out. We want clean river. How many people, how many communities can Stoneboy or other NGOs go to construct borehole for them? We need the river for survival. We need it for fishing. Economic things.
All right, Godson.
It is not only drinking.
Okay.
We thank Stoneboy. We thank Togbi Junani.
All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Now, as you are pleading with the government, to stop galamsey, we are also pleading with you and your people to take very good care of the borehole.
Absolutely. It is dear to our, the project is so unique. Ours is so unique. Can you imagine? Constructing normally borehole, when it is fitted, it is just, let's say, a few, if like feet away from the lake. Now this one is travel almost about 800 meters away from the village. Because we are close to the sea, so even in the community, the water, when they will get a salty one. So someone have to lay a cable 800 meters away from the village, and it is now at the doorstep of the people. They wake up, as I speak to you, people are now fetching water right from in the village. So this project is so dear to us. We are not going to travel far about almost a kilometer before getting the water. Now it is just at our home. You just wake up, fetch the water, and use it.
All right. Godson, thank you very much. Now, we can understand your excitement. But
you can invite me to your state. I'll give you more stuff. I'll be grateful for all that you have done.
We will invite you. We will invite you. We are all very excited about it.
Thank you.
All right. Congratulations on this. No, and of course, we understand his excitement. You know, when we went for the Heritage Caravan, we drove through some of these communities. And David, it was sad, you know, how water bodies are polluted, the degradation of our lands, you know, so we are also winning the sand off the surface of the earth. And I mean, everything it's gone haywire. You just don't understand what exactly is going on. But
what I like about the comment he made towards the end was that, you see, the former MP started a borehole. When they hit the water, it was salty.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that happened in this case. So what they did was that go about a kilometer away where the water is fresh and then tap the water and bring it back to the village.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like the thought that has gone into doing this to give them something solid and meaningful.
You know, sometimes what you notice is there are certain projects that are being done, you know, I mean, not in this particular case, but generally there are situations, you know, and certain interventions that come in to score political points. And there are certain interventions that also come in to solve a problem, to address the need of the people. And that is what we see. So there are sometimes hospitals, we just build them, it's in the bush somewhere, nobody can access it, and huge monies have gone into this. Are we trying to solve a problem? Right, so now we have the man of the moment, you know, the gentleman who has brought smiles to the faces of the people in Shama. I mean, he is the team lead. Let's not forget that Louisa, that is the wife of Stone Boy, is actually the director of the Livingstone Foundation, but we've been joined by Stone Boy. Hi, Stone. Welcome to Breakfast Daily.
Good morning.
Good morning. Now, let's say thank you very much on behalf of the people of Shama and Ghana. You are not government, but you have stepped in, you know, to bring relief to the people. How did you hear about the problem of these people?
It was written, I think it was written to us, to the foundation, and definitely, you know, it came to my...
Are you there?
Okay. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Exactly. So, like I'm saying, it was written to us, and also, you know, I saw some videos online, and then we sent our team to go on the ground and do the recce.
Okay.
And so when they went through, to be honest, like, it's a situation that it's not like when I came across it was when the situation was visible. It's been visible. Like, people know about this situation, especially because those villages have written to government, to a lot of institutions to support them, but then it put filter. So I knew that, and then I began to put something together, you know. Of course, I began to save some money. I'm not going to lie to you, because it really touched my heart, and I really wanted to do something different. That was my target. My target was not to just go and dig any borehole over there and do anything anyhow. So I managed, you know. And then,
I'm
you know,
sure.
God being so good, we did what we do.
Super. Now, I'm sure a lot of people write to you for help, you know, to your foundation for help. And I'm sure when people even meet you outside, you know, at shows and all, they bring their problems to you. What really made you and your foundation decide that this particular one, let us do something about it? What was that thing that hit you hard?
Yeah, this one is very important. And mind you, it's water. And the River Pra, we all know yesterday again, upon the site, I was shocked again. Like the whole river is well polluted, like it's well condensed. Like you're doing tea. Also, when you tea now, you pour milk, no? Like the milk has taken over the water, and that's their source of
drinking
they
water.
depend on. Yeah. And guess what? It runs through. You see the villages and the communities that live along the river, way into the sea. You know, they depend on that, and realistically, they have to buy they said iron or something. Iron to try to get the water to settle somehow. So it was like, okay, fine. Me, I really, you know, I thought, so I just made it happen. It took me like a month to do. We did the groundbreaking, and then when I went in there, actually I was supposed to do. The request came in from Boko Kofe, you know, but the area of some of the towns along that same stretch also don't have water at all. One of the boreholes that we met that had been dug for like some years ago has become well polluted because they just dig it and leave it there somewhat, you know, like, so, you know, I'm happy and thankful to God that we have been able to do this something as important and vital as this. What I want to say, like you said, people see me and they ask me stuff and etc. But these are some of the most pressing things that, you know, we have to be supporting, and also identify the causative, the problems that make it happen, and then try to see how we can really be very, you know, vigilant about this, because people are dying and there are a lot of, you know, they are suffering as well. Like, nobody deserves to be drinking such water anyway.
Absolutely not. Now, this came to you as a request, you know, and then you also put some thoughts into it. Now, when you got into the community and turned on the tap and saw water now flowing, how did you feel?
I was so happy. I drank and tasted the water, because if you see, it's like the borehole is mechanized in the sense that we have, you know, the poly tank, the 10,000 liter, you know, is to pump the water in, filters all placed. They can stand and fetch. They can sit and fetch. It's clean water for them, and I know it's going to go a very long way, you know. So doing like 4 of these around, I'm sure they've been happy. Immediately I entered the community, like you can see, they've been showing, they've just been so happy, like, because they thought it was never going to be done, because the government, you know, institutions that are supposed to have never returned their call or attended to them in any manner. So this is very, you know, heartwarming. And for me, I just want to send a little message, which has always been that there are several reasons why the Pra is well polluted, you know, and that to be honest, considering the funds that are available and are accessible to some institutions in this nation, I don't have zero. But for me to go all the way to my pockets to make this happen, I think I have the small power to call people in authority to look at that situation, because it is the mining and the legal and the illegal mining that causes what is happening. You know, so we don't have to do like we don't know about it or we've removed our eye. The mining and the illegal mining aside, people are suffering. So what is the corporate social responsibility of those legal mining companies? You understand? Whilst we are fighting the illegal miners, what is the responsibility of these people who have their end products or their waste running through the Pra that has destroyed it totally? And Ghana is facing it. This is not a Shama situation.
Yeah.
We all know that one you know, we rely on river bodies to get water throughout the nation. So if all these major ones are being polluted like this, what is going to be the outcome of all of us?
Right,
you know?
now, so the people of Shama actually cried on the government, you know, as far back as 2020 for such an intervention. But well, that is yet to materialize. You are a musician. You decided to step in, and people like you command huge following. You know, sometimes you tell your people sleep, they all go to bed, get up, and they do so. What can you tell people like yourself? You know, usually when we are talking to musicians or where we are calling them, it's probably because they've won an award, they've staged a successful concert, or there's a certain beef that we want to get more insight about. We hardly, you know, get issues like this come out, so we discuss national development issues. What advice, what would you tell people who have positions like you, who command huge following, you know, regarding what you have done? Because I think that this is an example worth emulating.
Of course. This, to be honest with you, is not only about people like me who have a following, you know, or to an extent, people like me who everybody feels like we have a lot of money to spare. You understand? You and I know that Ghana is like there are several prominent people who make a lot of millions from the minerals of Ghana. You understand? I don't do any mineral situation.
Exactly.
My work doesn't the natural resources of Ghana, for lack of a better word, does not pay me indirectly. You understand? I do music. So that should tell you that it's about the heart. It's about the consciousness. It's about the spirit to make a move. It's not really about one that has a following. Neither is it about one that has so much to spare. And that is where my disappointment stems in. You know what I mean? To realize that even government institutions and individuals, like honestly, you don't know, individual is really, I mean, we're responsible for, you know, one another as a nation. You see what I'm saying? But then I think that also, to be fair, it's not an obligation of any individual who is not authorized or in any type of financial liberty to actually do these things. So all I can say is that if it touches your heart and you think that you can support, you should. That's all I can say, and you know.
And that's what we are asking, because we know that we have institutions who have been mandated to do this, but sadly, and to put it bluntly, they have failed us to an extent, you know, and that is why I was asking that individuals like you who can help, you know, because sometimes it's about the people as well, like you mentioned.
Of course, it's always about the people.
Exactly.
Because we are also the people. That's very important to know.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, okay, like you're saying, all I can say is that's what I said. We have a duty to use our voices to create awareness, you see, most importantly. And then our small, if we can, to make an impact. This is the two things that can be. So the least we can do, if we cannot probably raise some funds like I have from my own small pocket, we can also use our voices, those who have a huge following, to create awareness, to speak about these things and not be shy about involving. But guess what? I also understand the wahala that I face. You understand? That people, and this is the reality on the ground, like some people would say, but who said this one said?
Yeah.
But I make you go sit down. If you say go solve somebody in problem, this one, which problem is solved? You know, we have people like the talks as trivial as this that have a very huge impact on people's confidences in trying to do the least. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
And I know when I put out the word that I was going to do something like this, I read some negative comments that said it won't solve anything, but the water over there is polluted already. So even if you dig a borehole, you are just giving them the water to drink, but you don't even know what we are doing.
Exactly.
You know. So I understand the frustration of some people and the very negative mindset of other people that will not allow people in my
capacity,
my capacity, like musicians, to even want to try, maybe actresses, and then politically we are not very we are not very confident. You understand how I'm going to put that? Like, if you start to do things like this, people then feel like you're either aiming to become a politician or you're being given some money from a political party or some sort of donor, foreign donor is giving you some money that you're spending, and they feel like you need to give them their shares. Like those are the challenges. So if you realize all these things, you just want to say, Charlie, let's be sleep. Because in the end, my family is there too. Like, I'll tell you honestly, I've been getting calls from distant families, left and right. We need this one here, we need this one there. You have money, you are not coming home, you're doing this, you know. So all of these sum up to the reasons why some people like myself will just fold up and say, but for me, I think I'll just continue to be doing the best that I can, because you don't know who you are saving. Because water is like this.
Well done, well done, because you did not also let these kind of comments put you off. You know, well done, and thank you very much for that. And he also made the people of Shama feel that Stone Boy was in town. You know, a few moves there we saw on TV and some sounds as well. Well done, and congratulations to you.
Exactly. But before I go, I just want to say thank you to everybody who made this one a possibility, which is, I mean, my project team. They've been on the ground, the people in the city, they're so welcoming. They've also been able to give their concerns and have shown appreciation. I mean, interestingly, I was given a goat, and the goat was the one that woke me up this morning. I can hear them.
Oh, the goat is, I saw the photo of the goat. When you do the pepper soup, please invite us.
I'll call you. And also, I mean, most importantly, before I go, I just want to plead that, you know, we know the activities that do go on that cause these things that are killing us, polluting our water as a nation. And I beg that all these foreign nationals, including our local people who are actually making money off of the ground, you know, off of the minerals, we should please beg them to pay attention to their corporate social responsibilities, you know, and all these big companies. I don't want to even mention names. We know. So, you know, so that we don't want to be attacking any national or wherever. That's not how I want it to sound. You understand? But we need to actually make sure that we call them to book. We need to put pressure on people who are supposed to, you know, to see to this situation, you know. So thank you very much, because it's very sad. It's very sad. It's very sad if you go into these areas and see what is happening.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much to you and your team. All right. And so we've just been talking to Stone Boy. He needs no further introduction. You know, I think Stone Boy is enough. You know, and we are celebrating what he's done, and I think it's worth celebrating, you know, because something that government was supposed to do, but he took it upon himself, you know, to just take out money from his pocket and fix the problem, not just in one community, in 4. I think this is an example that others in his capacity should also follow and do.
Yeah, and it's always nice when you have people of kindred spirit, you know, because it's something that we believe in. I mean, we ourselves have set up boreholes in places, I mean, you know. So we have people like Stoneboy who's doing something that we also believe in, you know. Then it's all exciting, and I think that we use this opportunity to call on as many people as possible. Like I said earlier to Firma, there's always somebody that you have more than. You know, and so you can look at yourself and say, I don't have enough. But maybe that not enough can actually put one borehole in a community of 100 people, you know, and suddenly you, with your not enough, have touched 100 people's lives forever. You know, so let's do right by, you know, the mandate that God has given us on earth. And of course, we say government can't do everything, but we are also part of government. And so let's do our part.